Hey guys, it's B here. So I am just doing a quick voiceover on a everyday makeup that I do, and this is the type of makeup you use for work or just like a regular day to go get stuff done. It's quick and it's easy, so make sure you stay tuned.
Okay, so the first things first is I have my little patches under my eyes. Oh, nope, first I have to drink my coffee. That's going to help. Yeah, and then I'm going to take off those little eye patches. Usually put one on each day, or try to remember to do it every day. I will rub in a little bit of the excess that's left in there. Then we're going to carry on with the Pure cleansing solution. So I usually like to do this to make sure there's no makeup on my face and to clean it and make sure everything is off. Just getting in there. Alright, so the next thing I like to do is go in with my Clinique acne solution, which is a toner. I usually do this both day and nighttime. I will use a regular cloth and just go over my face to tone my face to make sure everything is good to go. So that's part of my skincare routine before I put on my makeup. Gotta get that neck into as well. Then the next thing I like to do is use the Body Shop Tea Tree Serum. This goes beneath my moisturizer, so I'll just put it on my cheeks, on my forehead, and on my chin to make sure my entire face is covered with the serum. Then I'll gently rub it in. Just rub it in. And make sure you get it into your neck as well, because that's also important. I usually do put foundation on my neck as well to make sure my entire body matches, and my face and my body. Then the next thing I like to go in is with the eye cream. This one I purchased from Sephora. It's the Sephora brand. It's pretty good. It's an AM and PM eye cream. It's not particularly my favorite. I have ordered another one to try it out. I'm still in the middle of trying new eye creams, but hopefully we'll find one that's right. So the next step is to use a moisturizer. So this is my hydrating moisturizer that I will put on. It really depends on my face, the situation on my face. I have two different moisturizers. I have one that's oil-free for when I'm breaking out, and one when I feel like my skin is drier than usual. This one right now I'm using to hydrate my skin because I feel like my skin is a little drier than usual, so I'll be using this one instead of the other one that I have by Juice Beauty. Just making sure I get it all over my face. The next step I like to do is my eyebrows. So that is the Benefit Eyebrow Pencil. I will shape those eyebrows. I'm not the best at it. Still in the process of learning. Alright, I'm going to use the Benefit little brush that for the eyebrows. I'm not quite sure what it's called. I will leave it in the link in the box to let you guys know what it is. I just like to brush up my eyebrows with it to make it look like more natural and fluffy. So once I've done that, I'm going to go in with the Benefit Eyebrow Pencil. So that's just to shape up my eyebrow, to make sure I'm cleaning it up and making it look better than it is. So usually I will go with the sponge or my fingers. I personally like to do my fingers because it blends out the pencil or the concealer that I use at the time much better than a pencil. Sorry, than a brush, not a pencil. Next step is putting on the Morphe eye primer. So I like to do my eyes before my foundation. So if there's any fallouts, I can just wipe them off easily. Just going in, dabbing them in there with my finger. think that's the easiest and best way to put them on. Once I've spread it all over my eyelids, I'm going to make sure it's all in there, and then I'm going to grab my eyeshadow palette. So today I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam, and I'm going to go in with a white or the most pale eyeshadow I can find, and use it to set the primer. Just gonna go in with it. I'm going to dab it all over my lid to set that eye primer. So once that's done, I'm going to go in. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the shade Dusty Rose. I'm just going to put that as my transition color. Just circular motion, making sure it's blended in there. I'm going to do the other eye now. Make sure I blend that in there too. Blend, blend, blend. I like to go in little circular motions too to make sure it's all blended and there's no rough patches on my eyes. So once I've done that, I'm going to go with a new brush in, and I'm going to pick the shade. What shade did I pick? Ah, yes. I picked the shade Orange Soda. So just going to use that as another transition color beneath my Dusty Rose one. Just circular motions, making sure they're both blended in together nicely. Not trying to use any colors that are too bright or just not bright, so it doesn't look too crazy for a day at work or going out and doing errands. The next shade I'm going to use is the Rose Pink, and I'm just going to use a little brush to just patch it on down there. Just dabbing it. I think Rose Pink is my favorite color on this palette. Dab, dab, dab. Alright, now I am going in with my E.L.F Hydrating Primer. I love this drugstore primer. It's one of my favorite ones. It really does hydrate and hold on to my makeup all day long. As you guys may notice, I already went in and put on my eyelashes off camera because I felt that I do not know how to put on eyelashes well enough for me to actually teach you guys. Alright, so once the primer is on, I am just going to wipe off any fallouts because I don't want that to mix in with my foundation and just look weird. Then I am going in with concealer. So this is a Fenty concealer, a Pro Filter concealer, sorry. And I'm just going to cover up any red spots or acnes because I honestly think this is the best way to cover them up. Just dab, dab, dab. Those little spots. Once that's done, I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. I'm letting my little concealer sit there for a few minutes, and then I'm going to dab them in to cover up the spots. So once they're covered up, I am then going to use my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Just going to put some on the back of my hand. And use my brush. Oh, no, sorry. I'm not using a brush. I am using my sponge today. The sponge is actually from E.L.F. It's actually pretty nice. It's firm. It's not my favorite. I think my favorite drugstore makeup sponge so far has been Morphe. But this is one of the ones I like. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite, you know? Still use it though, because it's useful. Just put it all over my face. And once I've done my foundation, going back in with my Pro Filtr Fenty Beauty Eye Concealer. So I just put 2 streaks in the center, or like more closer to my eye, and 1 at the very end. I actually learned this trick from a makeup artist who said you really don't need much. I will leave his YouTube channel in the box to let you guys know who it was, but he said honestly you do not need too much concealer. It's just a waste. And he showed this trick, and I honestly think my concealer looks a lot better since I've been doing this trick. And I save a lot on concealer. I'm not going through my whole face. Dab, dab, dab. So the next step is I am going to put more concealer on my chin and my forehead just to brighten up my makeup a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty little, not concealer, contour stick. There you go. And just going to contour my nose, my chin, my cheek, and my forehead. And then I'm going to go in, dab in my concealer. Dab, dab, dab. Once that's in, I am going to go take my little contouring brush and fix up my makeup and my contour. I was told that there's a trick to contouring that you should never pull it down, you should pull it up. So that is what I'm doing here. Ooh, my face looks weird in that. Just finishing touches. Alright, now we are taking in my Fit Me Maybelline pressed powder, and I'm just going to set my face with that. This is, I think, one of my favorite makeup setting powders. Then the next thing I'm going to do is take my Morphe brush, and I'm going to go in with my ColourPop bronzer. And I'm just going to bronze up my face. Make it look like that the sun has hit it. And yep. Yeah, unfortunately, when I ordered these, I didn't realize that they don't come separate packaging. That I have to put it into a makeup palette, like an empty one. So that's what it is over there. I'll let you guys know what the colors are later. All right, next up, gonna go in my Fenty Beauty loose powder. Just gonna put it underneath my eyes, just to let that set, and underneath my contouring, to brighten up my face a little bit, and my chin and forehead, of course. Alright, now we are going to go in with my ColourPop blush, and I'm just going to put on some blush to brighten up that little cheeks of mine. This is actually one of my favorite colors. It's not too bright. Kind of looks like a natural blush color. Just making sure they look like they're blended and not like a streak on my face. Alright, now I'm going to go into the Morphe lip liner. It's going to line my lips before I put on my lipstick. You guys can't see what I'm doing yet. Ah, there we go. Now I'm showing what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go with my Morphe lipstick and just put in my lip stick on. It's a very matte neutral color. I think it's matte color. I'm going to leave that in the box as well. Link box, description box for you guys to see what color it was I was using. Just set it my face. Spray, Detection E.L.F makeup setting spray. And I'm just going to open up my hair.
Alright, so that is the rest of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you follow and subscribe, and my social media handles are all down in the below description box. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, and see you guys later.